welcome back. My name is Alice and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Melbourne, Australia. So I'm hoping that winter is almost done. It's cold today, so you will hear my heater kick in. But given that spring is just around the corner, I thought I will do a wintry card today. So this is for the Global Design Project. I'm bringing out a Snowflake Wishes set, which is in the current annual catalogue. There is a new Snowflake set in the mini, but I've got this one already, so I haven't bought the other one, but I am tempted because I do like snowflakes. All right, let's just get straight into it. So what I will be using today is, I'm loving this polar bear from the free designer series paper you can get as part of Celebration, as part of the Penguin Place designer series paper, and I thought I will use him as my focal point. So I'm bringing out, it's going to be a relatively monochromatic card today, but I'm actually bringing out a piece of Just Jade. So what I am actually going to do is I'm actually going to try and white emboss some snowflakes, so create a bit of a background with this piece. So let me just bring out a scrap piece of paper. Okay, so I'm just going to bring out a foam mat because we are using photopolymer stamps. It does give a bit more cushioning just to give us that nice clear image. I've already mounted the snowflakes onto my blocks, and I'm just bringing out the scallop piece here just to sort of show which areas I do need to stamp, because a lot of it will be covered, so there's no point in stamping the whole piece. So I am bringing this little embossing powder buddy thingy just to get rid of the static. It won't matter too much with this project because if we do have little stray embossing bits, it will just look like snowflakes anyway. So just grabbing the Versamark ink here, and I'm just going to sort of stamp the snowflakes just randomly around the piece of paper. So I don't actually do random really well, but I think it didn't turn out too bad. So it doesn't actually snow here in Melbourne, Victoria during winter. So I've yet to sort of see the snow unless you go out to the Alps. But you know, this is a wintry card, and I really wanted to match the polar bear, and he sees a lot of snow. So yeah, just finishing it off with some little snowflakes there as well. And this last piece just adds that little tiny little snowflakes and just help in fill in those little gaps that I have on my piece of paper. Now, in case you're wondering, that polar bear did come from the Penguin Place designer series paper. It's free at the moment with Celebration. So I did fussy cut him out, and he's just so adorable. But they come with also some really gorgeous penguins as well. So if you haven't seen that designer series paper yet, please check out the Stampin' Up website page or send me an email. If you live in Australia and would like to place an order with me, you just need to reach $90 in sales and you'll get a free gift. So you can get this designer series paper as your free gift. So I'm just grabbing some white embossing powder here now. So I've got mine in a little plastic container just to make it a lot easier and less messy for me. You know, I'm a pretty messy crafter. And I just got these little triangle scoop thingies. I've got that from Craft Online, so if you do want them, I'll put a link in the description box below, but it's really handy for scooping out the embossing powder as well. So I'm just checking to make sure I've got an even coating of the powder, and that looks pretty good. So let's just tidy up a little mess here and get rid of that powder, because I get powder all over my desk. Okay, so that's now all. I've just used my heat gun off the screen just so that it's a bit quicker and you don't have to listen to that loud noise. But I loved how it turned out. Now, I did warp the paper just a little bit, but that's okay, because what I will do is run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine just to flatten that out. Okay, next I'll be bringing in my basic white piece. This was cut out using the second largest frame die from the Stitch So Sweetly set. So I'm actually bringing out my blending brush and my Just Jade ink. Now, if you don't have a blending brush, you can use a sponge stopper or whatever blending tool that you want. You can see that I didn't do a fantastic job in blending it, but we only really needed the bit of the background piece, and it's got a bit of a blotch there, but I'm okay because I know that the polar bear was going to cover, as you can sort of see there. So just want a little bit more at the bottom, blending. These brushes are fantastic, and that's all I really needed, just to give that Just Jade background so that we can see the polar bear, make him pop. So I'm just choosing my sentiment here. Since I already got the stamp set out, let's just choose it from this set. And this one just fit perfectly, so I had to use it. So just bringing out my foam mat again, and I'll stamp the sentiment on there. I think it read, our friendship is one of a kind. You know, obviously with the snowflakes all being uniquely different. So with the snowflake background, I thought this one was perfect. Okay, so I'm just glad that the sentiment stamped perfectly as well. Thank you, foam mat. And I thought whilst I'm here stamping and getting my fingers dirty, I might as well bring in my card insert layer. And I pretty much went to town. I just grabbed whatever piece stamps that I still had, and I'm just using the Just Jade again. I thought, what the heck, I'll stamp all 4 corners. Usually I do only like to sort of stamp 1 corner, but I really wanted this card to be really bright and cheerful, so I've just used that set on all 4 corners there. Okay, so I'm just going to close up that ink pad. You know me, I don't want to get my fingers dirty and destroy my project. So just bring in the elements. I've got a piece of the basic white in thick cardstock, and I've just cut that in half and scored that in half again. So it's a top folding piece. I did flatten out that Just Jade piece that was warped a little bit by the heat embossing. So just bring in my favourite liquid glue, the Tomal multi-purpose glue, just to give me that extra wriggle room. So I'm just going to place that with just a tiny bit of border around there. So it still has a little bit of warping, so I did sort of use my fingers to really flatten that and make sure that the glue stuck, and we didn't want to have the paper sort of too warped. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring in dimensionals now, just to put that on the back of that sentiment piece, just to give it a bit more interest by popping that up. I thought I had to, and just using my take a pick tool to peel off those the back of those dimensionals. Told you before, I find them everywhere, so using my take a pick tool now, it makes it a lot easier for me to clean and put those straight into the bin. I still have the stray piece every now and then, but it's not as bad as it used to be. So just popping the polar bear back on some dimensionals as well. So I did bring in a little piece. I just thought that we needed that. So yes, I already made a bit of a mess without using that pick tool, so I had to bring that back in. But like I said, I just brought a little tiny piece back at the bottom. Just felt like it needed a bit more support there, and I've put that on. So well, let's glue on the card insert layer as well. So again, just using my favorite glue and gluing that on. Okay, so once that card insert is stuck on, the last thing we need to do is really bling this up. So I'm going to bring in some embellishment gems here. I've got the elegant faceted gems, as well as the blue adhesive back gems. I know it says blue adhesive back, but it does have some greenish tones to it. So in the end, I did end up using that one because I just thought it would pop out more. I was tossing up using the clear and the white ones from the elegant faceted gems, but I just ended up choosing the blue ones. So I'm actually going to be using the small ones here, and this is the bit I struggle with, is placement of the gems. Now I know it's got to form some sort of triangle is the general rule, but sometimes I really struggle, and you sort of see me here on the last piece whether to put on the left, the right. I just couldn't decide, and I end up just going, just pick a side, Alice, just pick a side. So you'll see me place it somewhere on the card. I can't even remember now. There we go. I made a decision. Well done. And there you go, that's the final card. I really loved how it turned out. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button so you can see more of what I create. Thanks for watching. Bye.